I didn't start it, but I definitely finished it moment? I worked at this small accounting firm downtown. There was this guy named Rick who'd been there for 8 years and thought he ran the place. I was the new guy, fresh out of college, just trying to do my job and learn. From day one, Rick made my life hell. He'd accidentally delete files I was working on. He'd tell clients I was inexperienced when I wasn't around. During meetings, he'd interrupt me and say things like, "Let me handle this, the adults are talking." The worst part was how he'd mess with my lunch. I brought the same turkey sandwich every day because I was broke and trying to pay off student loans. Rick would move my lunch from the fridge, hide it, or sometimes just throw it away. When I'd ask about it, he'd shrug and say, "Maybe the cleaning lady tossed it by mistake." I complained to our boss, Dale, but Rick was his golf buddy. Dale would just say, "Work it out between yourselves," and change the subject. Rick knew he was protected. This went on for 6 months. I was losing weight from skipping meals, staying up all night redoing work Rick sabotaged. I was ready to quit. Then one Friday, Rick crossed a line that changed everything. I was working late on this huge tax return for our biggest client. The deadline was Monday morning. I'd been there until midnight all week getting it perfect. Rick knew this. At 11 p.m., I went to the bathroom for 2 minutes. When I came back, Rick was at my computer. He'd deleted 4 hours of work and was logging out of my account. "Oops," he said with this evil grin. "Computers are tricky, aren't they? Maybe you should find a different career." I lost it, but instead of yelling, I got smart. "You know what, Rick? You're right. I'm just not good with technology." He looked confused, but pleased. He thought he'd finally broken me. That weekend, I stayed home and did something Rick didn't know I could do. See, Rick bragged constantly about his side business. He was doing freelance bookkeeping for local restaurants and bars. What Rick didn't know was that I double majored in computer science. I spent Saturday morning looking into his little side operation. Turns out Rick was using our company's software license for his personal clients. That's a federal violation. But it gets better. He was also using our office scanner, printer, and even our postage meter to mail invoices to his clients. All after hours, all without permission. I found emails on the shared company server where Rick was bad-mouthing our firm to potential clients, trying to steal them for his side business. Monday morning, I walked into Dale's office with a folder full of evidence. Printed emails, photos of Rick's personal invoices in our office printer, records of him using our software illegally. "Dale, I need to show you something about Rick." I laid it all out. The software violations, the theft of office supplies, the attempts to steal our clients, everything documented with dates and proof. Dale's face went white. "How long has this been going on?" "Based on these emails, about 2 years. An hour later, security was escorting Rick out of the building. His company laptop, keys, and parking pass all confiscated on the spot. He kept looking back at me through the glass doors. But I wasn't done. See, Rick had been bragging for months about this big client he landed. A popular sports bar downtown that paid him $3,000 a month to do their books. I knew the owner, Mike, from college. We'd stayed in touch on social media. So I sent him a friendly message. "Hey, Mike. Saw Rick got fired from our accounting firm today for stealing company resources and violating federal software licenses. Just thought you should know in case it affects your business relationship." Mike called me an hour later. "Wait, Rick got fired for stealing? He's been doing our books for a year. Should I be worried? I'd definitely have someone audit his work if I were you." 2 weeks later, Mike found out Rick had been skimming money from the sports bar's accounts. Small amounts, but it added up to nearly $15,000 over the year. Rick got arrested. Turns out he was doing the same thing to 3 other clients. The best part? Dale offered me Rick's old position and a 20% raise. I turned it down and took a better job across town that paid even more. 6 months later, I ran into Rick at a gas station. He was wearing a name tag from a chain restaurant, looked like he'd aged 5 years. He saw me and just stared. I smiled, filled up my tank, and drove away in the new car I bought with my promotion money. I didn't start the war, but I definitely ended it.